So when you first plug in the camera card, it's going to say Canon XF on it. You can change the name of that and say, and I suggest you do, so the very first one you'll do is you'll go day 1, card 1. And if you shoot another card, it will be day 1, card 2. If you shoot on the second day, call it day 2, card 1. And that's the system you should adopt. Once you change that name, that's fine. Do not, and this is just, I say that with explanation, is that do not, that I don't want you to touch any of the folder structure inside of the camera card. Don't be tempted to put the camera card in, open up these files, these folders, and start trying to drag your material out. So here are all your shots. Every time you hit start stop on the camera, it's going to create a folder, and inside that folder is going to be your media, the .mxf. All this other stuff is metadata that's connected to that, and don't panic about it. We'll discuss that later. And you will, once you get used to filming and working with it, you'll understand what it means. Most people will try and come in here and grab these out. That's really bad. The other thing is, when you back up a camera card, you never want to drag and drop the camera card as a copy, because you'll never know if it's done the copy correctly, or if it's glitched, or if there was a connection error, and 2 days later your card's being handed back in, and you open up, you see all your folders, but when you look at the material inside, half of it's missing. So you'll never know with a drag and drop. It's just a little too risky. So on this particular camera card, you guys are going to do this for me in a minute. And what you're going to do is plug the camera card in, and I'm going to show you how to back it up with Resolve. And it's so simple. And once again, even if you don't remember, just give me a shout. I'm going to come and help you. Right. So there's an example of what a fairly complex camera card will look like. And each shot is inside there. I have shown you already. That's what the file, those are the files that are inside there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to back up this camera card. So what I would all like you to do, and I think I want to get you into groups of 2. Let's see how many I've got. 10 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Maybe in groups of 3. Can you guys get into groups of 3 for me? Cool. All right, fantastic. So what I want you to do is one of you come and grab a camera card and a card reader. All the camera cards have already been inserted. The reason why I've done that is the pins inside are extremely delicate. So I know that it happens. I've done it before where the pins get bent, so we want to try and salvage them. So don't take the camera card out. Grab one there. Grab one there. Grab one over there. Everyone will get a chance, so don't worry if you don't get the camera card now. You guys going to need another one? Yeah? Everyone's going to get an opportunity to do this. Yeah, you've got 2 there. You guys need one over there? What have you got? You got? You got? You got one? You got one? There you go. There you go. Grab one of those.
Trying to get one more?
I'm going to come and help you do that. Okay? Grab one over there.
I can work with you. Don't worry.
Okay, so on your system, what I would like you to do is go Command Spacebar or go to the very bottom, because your document will be up already. Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is the 3 little teardrops with the colors in it. You just click on that and start. Just tell me, has everybody got their monitors in the right order? Is the left monitor your left monitor, the right monitor your right monitor? So when you move your mouse across, does it move correctly across both monitors? Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, because sometimes what happens with this version of Ventura is it swaps the monitors around there and it's really doesn't work. Okay, so when you launch DaVinci, just go continue. And just go straight to swap, start right now. It's going to prompt you to download a newer version. Just go cancel or quit. Not quit, but cancel. Okay, so on the main page, you'll see at the bottom there are a couple of workspaces. There is an editing workspace. There's 2 editing workspaces. There's effects, there's Resolve color, and there's audio. I want you to be on the very first one, which is your media page. This browser on the left-hand side is where you're going to find your material if you ever need to work with it. In here, your media pool is where you will drag and drop clips to work with, but in this particular instance, we're not going to do that. I would like you to go up to the clone tool at the very top left of the screen. And now you have In the center of the screen, there is a box that says no jobs in queue. Has everyone seen that? Cool. What I would like you to do is click on Add Job. For those of you who don't have a camera card connected to your machine right now, it's going to be pointless. So just whoever's got a camera card connected to the machine, you're going to do this exercise. For those of you who don't, just have a look. And you'll do it on the next run again. Okay, so I've hit Add Job. It's asking me for a source and a destination. So the source is obviously going to be the camera card, which will be my Canon XF card. I want to clone the entire camera card. So grab the camera card from the root. Do not open it and then grab the material inside. Just pick up the entire drive as you see it at the root level. Yes?
Where does this go in?
If you pull the little black cap, that's an adapter. There you go. And you can just plug that into, on the desktop, there is a little Lindy hub. There we go. That's
Sorry, I didn't see the little.
No worries at all. It's a new adaptation for all the new Macs that are now USB-C. They've done away with the old ones, so they've got little adapters on them. Alrighty, so I want to duplicate my camera card to 2 locations. I didn't bring a second drive, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you in the demonstration anyway. Okay, bless you, by the way. All right, so I'm going to grab the Canon XF and I'm going to drag it to source and let go. And there under source, you'll see volumes Canon XF. That is my camera card. By this stage, you will have called that day 1 card before this stage. The destination I want to go to is inside my TV1 folder. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go find my name, Grant. I'm going to go to my first uni project, open that up, double click, and then look for the Rushes folder. Tick, tick, there we go. So now I'm going to copy it to that destination. If I pick up that Rushes name and drag it across and drop it on destination, it's going to copy the camera card to the Nexus now. I can add another destination. So I'm just using that as an example. I can do 3, 4, 10, it doesn't matter. So when you have your external drive, you should have an external drive plugged in and copy to the Nexus and your external drive at the same time. So you've got your 2 copies. Once your job has been set, you will go to the top here, and on the 3 little dots of this disclosure box, just make sure that it's this one, sorry, the one on the right-hand side, that it preserve folder name is selected. That way it's going to keep an exact copy of what was on the camera card. On the checksum type, it's set to MD5, that's already default, that's good. So this is the little bit that says, once it's done copying, it's going to send you a message in text. It's going to say, guarantee you I copied this correctly for you. I still advise you to check it back afterwards. But anyway, there's your MD5, and now we can hit clone. So while cloning is happening, it obviously gives you a percentage reading, as well as, it's a small camera card, so it's not going to take very long. And when it's finished, it'll either come up with 2 messages. One will say error in red, and you know your camera card did not copy properly. Do it again. If it comes up with green and it says complete, you're good to go. There we go, it said complete. Everyone else is doing that as well? Fantastic, cool. Okay, what I like to do as an added bonus is to make sure if I open up that camera XF card and I go to the contents folder inside the camera card and you hit Command I, it will give you the information and tell you how big the card was. This one in particular is 705 gigs. If I go back to the TV OneDrive and go to My Folder and then go to the Rushes folder and open up that Canon, not the Canon XF, the one inside. Where is it? The contents folder, and I go Command I, it should be exactly the same. If there's a discrepancy, something didn't copy properly. So this is a way to double check. Don't worry about it too much right now, but that's my safety sake, and then I know, cool, I can get rid of the camera card. It's now safely on the Nexus and on the external drive. Cool. Let's do the backup. Who hasn't done the backup yet with the camera cards? I'd say just eject the camera cards. All you need to do is take the Canon card, go chuck it in the bin, and then pull it out of the unit, and then give it to the person next to you who hasn't had a go yet. And let's see if you guys can duplicate your camera card. If you get stuck at any point, just give me a shout, and I'll come through and help. Okay, so inside my bin number 1, which was the clapperboard, double click on that. You're going to see your video file. It says OSG video only, and you're going to see an audio only .wav. Double click on the video, and when you press play, there is the clapperboard, but there is no sound. And I know there's no sound. Why? Because the icon over here is video only. Up here on the source monitor, there are 2 icons that say video and audio. And the audio one is grayed out. And if you click on it, it won't show you any audio. So we know there is only video on this clip. What does the clapperboard serve as? Does anybody know what the purpose of the clapperboard is? Yes.
It's both to indicate what scene and shot it is,
Absolutely.
but it also is when it makes the sound,
The clap, yeah.
you can sync it to the audio. It's
Bang on.
loud.
Absolutely. So a clapperboard is extremely important on set. It tells you the role or the scene. This one's a little bit different to the way we normally do it. We'll have scene, slate, and take. And I'll tell you about that in further lessons of how that actually works. But that is for the editor to look at the script and know exactly what scene and what take they're working with and what slate. And that way it makes it much easier for the editor to cut. The clapperboard itself, when you hit the click on, and it goes click, that is the point where you can reference the video to see where the click happened. And then when you listen to the audio, because when you're recording audio, it doesn't come with any picture. So what's the only reference you had is that bang in your ears, the click. And you sync those 2 up, which is what we're going to do now. And then we know that our rushes and video and audio are sunk together. When you do use a clapperboard, make sure you clap really hard. Don't do what this guy did. Because in NTSC, which is a different format, if it's so slow, it's kind of like there's no definitive smack point. If you don't have a clapperboard, somebody forgot it, what would you use on set to sing? Absolutely. Use your hand. Be deliberate about it so that you can actually see the visual and hear the audio. So what I want you guys to do is just to double click the clip and just scroll through it, and you will see where the hand clicks down. And can you see, because this person was so lackadaisical about it, to go forward 1 frame at a time or back 1 frame at a time, use the left and right arrow keys on your keyboard. So go back a frame using the left arrow key, use the right key for going forward a frame at a time. See what happens here. Because this person wasn't deliberate about closing it, the contact hasn't quite been made, but then the next frame, the contact has been made. So which is the frame that's actually got the contact? We don't know. So we're going to say, we're going to go for where contact is complete. All right, if you find that frame, it shouldn't be where you see it blurry, it should be on the clean one, and not the frame after this. It must be that exact frame. If everyone manages to find that frame, press the I key on your keyboard to mark an endpoint. And then you will see in your window browser, an endpoint has been made. Without marking the endpoints, syncing is not going to work. Has everyone managed to make an endpoint? Brilliant. Okay, now that that's done, double click on the audio file. This waveform that you see is indicative of exactly what's happened in the recorder. This isn't just some random graph. There's your clap, you can actually see the little click. And then here there is dialogue, and somebody is really shouting over here. Okay. Say again?
So funny.
This is a dark comedy, which we have the material for. So if you guys ever want to cut something, we've got like 7, 8 movies, short stories that you guys can have a go at cutting it over the next 3 years. We can't release some of them because we leave them for 2nd and 3rd years. And as you get there, then we make them more advanced. This is a dark comedy about 3 women who go rob a bingo night because they need some cash. And it's pretty funny. All right, so with the clapper board, the audio sound, as you can see, this is audio only. The icon is audio only. and here we cannot select video. We can only see the audio, so we know this is audio. There's two ways of doing this. If you use the left and right arrow key, you have what's known as your PPM meter down here in the bottom right. That's your audio metering. If you click on it, you can see how it's just, there we go. I know that's my endpoint. But the best way to do it is to put your headphones on that you've got on your desks and listen for it. And go backwards and forwards to find that click point. Okay, that's my endpoint. Your in point. Yeah, in. There's two ways of marking in. You can press I on your keyboard, or on the on-screen displays, you can press these little buttons here. You've got in and out. Any tool that you hover over in Premiere Pro will give you a description of what it is, which is very helpful. Has everyone managed to mark an in point on the audio and video? Yes? No? Cool. I'm going to trust you all when you don't raise your hands. How are you doing it, Jordan?
Absolutely, these headphone jacks has come out,
Ah,
especially
it's headphones.
I shoot better now. It was just kind
Are you allowed
of
to bring
dislodged.
your own headphones as well?
Of course you are. Absolutely. If it were me, I would bring my own headphones too.
Okay.
Would you recommend in or over?
I prefer over ear, and I also prefer jack because it is the audio travels the correct speed. If you're using wireless, there could very well be a delay, even if it's just one frame, and it'll throw you out. In here is fine as well if you sync it up. I'm not sure if you go to Bluetooth settings and you try and connect because of security purposes. Is it working?
Yeah, these are wired.
Oh, they're wired. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, you're welcome to bring your own headphones. Yeah, the last thing I want is some ear disease from someone. I'm just joking. Okay, so I've marked an endpoint and an endpoint on my video and my audio. So you should all have that by now. If you double click on your video, you'll see your endpoint. Double click on your audio, there's your endpoint. Select them both by holding the Shift key and select both clips. When you've selected both clips, right click on any one of them and a drop-down menu will appear. We're going to go find the one that says Merge Clips. Just click on that once. You will get another dialog box that comes up and it's going to say, how would you like me to synchronize this? Which one are we going to choose out of these? In-points, out-points, timecode, audio? In. Yes, because we were using in-points to do this. So if you click on in-point and you hit OK, it syncs the two up and creates a new clip in your bin. If you grab this vertical line here next to name and frame rate, you can drag it open so that you can see the full length appended name. So here it says OSG video only merged. If you double click that clip now, it has the audio and the video attached to it. Awesome. And if I press play on that clip, you can hear the clap.
Taekwondo is no place to socialize.
Okay, so now your audio is sunk.